Hey guys, welcome back to WebDevMentors YouTube channel, and you're watching Python tutorial series for beginners. So in this video, we're going to see a little about list again. We're going to play with list. So there are few, or more than few, bunch of methods in Python that you can use along with list to make your life easy. Not just with list, there's a lot of methods that you can use with other data types in Python, and also normally in order to do a lot of things in Python. So we're going to see some of those methods that we can use along with list and see what you can do. So I'm gonna create a file list underscore methods.py, two enters to give the space. Now we're gonna create a list Python program. Hello. Well, there's some kind of festival going on in my place, so if you hear some crackers sound, I'm sorry for that, but enjoy. And list. So this is what we've been seeing for the last two videos as well. Now we're gonna apply some of the methods to the list dot. Oops, don't want to start with clear right away. You can see some of the suggestions coming in here. This is common in IDEs, but if you're not using IDEs which support auto suggestion or auto fill-ins, then it'll be very difficult for you to remember each of these methods. But over a period of time, when you're using it, you'll get used to it. So if you're using a text editor which doesn't gives it, you have to type it all by yourself. Now I'm going to use append, and it asks an object as a parameter to this method. So it can be anything from string, hold up, that, run, it's working fine. Now you can also give number, a character, a double, it's working, a boolean, it's working, and even a list. But the thing about list is that when you give a list as a value or an object in here, the entire list get added as an element to your list. So you do this, you can see that the entire list has been added as a single element to your list. So in case you're looking for a way to add, like take each element from a list that you want to give it as a parameter and then add it to your list, like if your second list is having 3 elements and your first list is having 4 elements, and you want your first list to be appended with the rest of the 3 elements that you can find from the list too, then this is not the right function. There is a function or a method that can do it, which we will be seeing later on in this video. So let's get to the next method, which is clear. Well, it's pretty evident that you can understand it right from the word. It just clears all elements from your list. So I run it, you see an empty list in there. So let's go to the next one. Copy just copies your list to some other thing. So you create another variable. Now list2 will have a copy of list. Now you will be having the doubt, we'll be getting back to it. Now running it, it works fine. So what is this? Now it works same. Why do I need dot copy? Now I use copy again, and you can see it says a shallow copy of the list. Now I don't want to explain that because it might be a little bit out of hand if I explain it, because I'm not that good in explaining verbally. So use the Google search engine in order to find the answer. If you find the answer properly and you can understand it, please share them in the comment section so that others can understand it as well. Or else you can do some extreme research, do some programming on that, see what happens to understand it. If I explain, probably you might be more confused than what you will be if you don't see this video. Now getting back to methods, the next thing is count value. I'll get back to it. The value, we have to just put this inside in order to get the answer for it. The value can be anything, but what it actually needs is count this element inside a list. So you type value, it'll give 0 because there is no element as value in your list. So when I run it, it gives 0. Now when I type program, It should give me 1 because there is one occurrence of program in your program. So what happens if I put program in here as well? I run it, you get 2 occurrences of it. So that's how it works. You cannot just give nothing in here and expect it to give me the number of elements in my list. That's not going to work. It's going to give you error. You need some kind of values inside which will be checked in your list and checked for how many occurrences is there. So if you want to find the total number of elements in your list, then there is another way to find it, which I will be saying you at the end of this video. Please keep watching. So the next method is extend, and you can see instead of object it's saying literal. Let's actually get back to list in here. Now this is the method that I said when I was explaining you append. Now if you give a list in here, hola and boy, what it does is that it takes each of the element from your list and add it to your list, the list that you wanted to add. So when I run it, you can see holo and boy has been added as a single element to your main list. So that's how extend works. It's really great if you want to do some things like this. So let's go to the next, index of value. Now you can see there's multiple parameters also available, but you can also give only one parameter. Now before going into it, I just have to copy and paste it in here. Now I want to find the index of some element in my list, but the thing is you want to know which element you want to find. You cannot just give some random value, voila, which is not in your list, which will give you error. You have to make sure that that list element is existing in your list, or else you'll be breaking the code. So Python, now you'll be having that index as 0, so that's the index. Now I can also check for program, which means it gives me the index of 1. Now what is the second parameter? Now second parameter is the parameter that it gives in order to check for which starting number or the starting index of your list. So if I want to start my list from here, that is index value 1, then I give 1. And if I give Python now, I'll get error because my list actually here is program hello world, not Python program hello world. It is not having Python in here, so if I run it, I should get an error. Now if I give program in here, it should give me the index properly. So when I run it, it gives me the index 1. Now the reason is it starts from 1, 2, 3, but it's not including 0 because we have asked our index method to start from 1, not from 0. Now if you're not using anything, it will start from 0. So now 1 is done. What about the third parameter? Third parameter is the end. So if I use 2 in here, it should still run fine and give me the answer. But if I use hello, which is the second index, it should give me error. The same concept as slicing. The first number is the start of the list. The second number after the column is the end, but not included in the list. So index 2 is not included in your list. So if I add 3 in here, then it will work fine. Now that's how indexing works. Index method works like this. So the next thing is insert. Now insert method will let you to add something in the middle or wherever you want to add something in your list. So you specify the index. For example, if I want my value to be added on the index 2, I do this. After program, it will be inserted and I add hola to it. So what it has to do is that it has to add hola in between program and hello. So let's actually print. Oops, sorry about that. List. I'm running it and you can see hola has been added. Now this also can be done using slicing. That's exactly what I'm going to teach now because it's going to be easy. Now what I'm going to do, see here, we have a list of 2 equal to this and add it, but it replaces, no, it replaces hello. So that is why you have to use insert, which actually does the best part of it. So let's delete it and come back. Oops, sorry about that. It's called as index, and insert is also done. So now pop. So it's very easy. Pop just takes out the last element. And when I run it, you can see the world's element has been taken out. Now you can also give values, that is index numbers, into it. Not index number actually. You can give numbers, integer into it, and let's see what it does. If you use 1, it's just going to do the same thing. It's just going to take out here the index. All right. So if you use 2 in here, it will take out the index 2. Now what happens if I use -1? It takes up this one from the last. So the exact same concept applies in here as well. So what happens if I want to take out the last element? Then you use -1. Why to use 3? Because you know it that this has only 4 elements, then it's fine. But if you don't know how many elements are there in a list, then you have to use -1. Now what is the number that I have to give in order to pop the first element? Is it even possible? Let's see. I give 0 as an index. It is. You just popped the first element. Not really the best thing, but yes. Now pop does it. Pop just takes out, but it also returns a value. So for example, if I do this, it also returns the value Python. So you run it, you just do this. Now, if you don't want to return the value, but just to remove the value, you just use that remove method, but with the value in there. Got it? You just did it. Now, what happens if I put 0? Is the index working in here? No, it won't. You have to give the value in order to remove. Alright, so remove method is done. Let's see what else we're having. Reverse. Damn, it's very easy. You can pretty much understand what it can do now. It just reverses the string. So let's run it. Bang. Bold hello program Python. So it works as it should. Let's go with the next method. I'm just rushing through so that I can finish everything. Sorting, I will come back to it later on. I'm not going to do this in this video because sorting needs some special attention. The method that I said I will be showing you to count the number of elements in a list is somewhere here, which is actually __len. I'm just, yeah, here it is. Now this gives you the total number of elements in your list. When you run it, you can see there are 4 elements. Now always the indexing works like 0 to number of elements -1. So what you have to do is that you have to put -1 in order to use them in the indexing. So anyway, sorry about that. This is actually what I have to cover in here. So you can also touch up every rest of the methods, what it does and how you can actually do it. So I don't want to actually give much of a pressure for you directly by showing everything on a single video. Just try to play around with your list, see what it can do, and let me know if you have any kind of issues in the comment section. You know what, guys, let's see in the next video with something different, something about Python again. So please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and also please don't forget to like the video and also share the video. If you have any kind of feedbacks or suggestions, please go ahead and leave them in the comment section, or else you can also contact me directly through the Facebook page, which you can find in the description section, or else you can also tweet to me in the tweet handle that you can find in the description section. Thank you for watching this video, guys. See you in the next video.